In the previous few classes, we have studied position space, a space with position basis or x basis, and momentum space, a space with momentum basis or p basis. Now let us see how do we change between these two bases, from position basis to momentum basis, from momentum basis to position basis. So if you have a general ket vector, we can express this either in position basis or momentum basis. So if we express this in position basis, then we have to take the component of this ket in position basis. Okay, so we have x prime alpha. Okay, now this we call component of this ket alpha along the direction x prime or position basis. This we call the wave function psi alpha x prime, the wave function in position space. This we can call the representation of this ket alpha in position basis, or this we call the coordinate representation or position representation. Okay, so this we can call position representation. Of ket alpha, also called coordinate representation of ket alpha. Okay, so when you choose a basis, we construct a representation of a general and abstract ket in that basis. That is the idea. So this is coordinate representation of ket alpha or position representation of ket alpha, and that is called a position space wave function of ket alpha. Now similarly, if you choose a momentum basis, if you build a representation of ket alpha in momentum basis, we have to take the component of ket alpha in the momentum eigenket, and this we use another symbol phi alpha. This is momentum space wave function of ket alpha, or this we can call the momentum representation. Okay, momentum representation of ket alpha. Why do we talk about position coordinate representation and momentum representation? There are other representations also. Energy representation. So how do we choose the basis? If the basis is the basis of position operator, then we get position representation of vectors and operators. If the basis is the basis of momentum operator, then we get momentum representation of vectors and operators. Similarly, if you choose as the basis the eigenkets of Hamiltonian operator, okay, these are energy eigenkets, then such a representation of vectors and operators in energy eigenkets we call energy representation. Okay, but coordinate representation and momentum representation are two very important representations. In other words, this coordinate basis and momentum basis are two very important basis kets. Why? The reason is that a large class of operators in quantum mechanics can be constructed from position and different combinations of position operator and momentum operator. Okay, in classical mechanics, a general physical quantity can be expressed as a function of position and momentum. Okay, so a large class of physical quantities can be expressed as functions of position and momentum. So when you construct corresponding Hermitian operators for these physical quantities in quantum mechanics, a large class of these Hermitian operators in quantum mechanics can be constructed from position operator and momentum operator. Okay, so that is why the position basis and momentum basis are two very important sets of basis kets. Consequently, position representation, the representation of vectors and operators in position basis, that is called position representation. Here we have shown only representation of a vector. Okay, that's called wave function. Similarly, representation of vectors and operators in momentum basis is called momentum representation. I have shown here only the representation of a general ket. And we know that operators also can be expressed in terms of, we have seen how a position operator can be expressed in position basis, momentum operator can be expressed in position basis. So any operator as which is a function of position operator, we can express in position basis. Their express means their matrix elements can be expressed in position basis. Similarly, different operators, position operator, momentum operator, and functions of momentum operator, etc., can be expressed in momentum basis also. Okay. Okay, now the question is, how do we move from one basis to other, when from position basis to momentum basis? So let us start with this one, position wave function. Then this is the position wave function. This we can express in momentum basis by expanding this eigenket, general ket, in terms of momentum basis. Okay, so let us do this. This x prime alpha, this alpha I can expand in terms of momentum basis like this, integral over p prime. This grav vector x prime is here, and in between grav vector x prime and alpha I am introducing identity, and I am introducing the completeness of momentum basis. So we have p prime alpha. Now this quantity on the left hand side is psi alpha x prime. It's equal to integral over p prime. What is this quantity? This is the transformation function between change of base, transformation function for the change of basis from position basis to momentum basis. We know this transformation function. It is 1 by root 2 pi h cross e raised to I p prime x prime by h cross. Okay, and this is this one, momentum space wave function phi alpha p prime. Okay, so we get this result, psi alpha x prime is equal to this constant I am taking outside, 1 by root 2 pi h cross integral. The limits are from minus infinity to plus infinity, limits of momentum in one dimension. Integral over d prime p prime e raised to I p prime x prime by h cross phi alpha p prime. Let's call it equation 1. So this position space wave function is expressed in terms of momentum space wave function. What about the reverse? Let's start from here, p prime alpha. Here this we can express in terms of momentum position space by expanding this ket alpha in terms of position basis, that is integral over x prime grav vector p prime. And here between grav vector p prime and ket alpha I am introducing an identity and use the completeness of position basis. So we have ket x prime grav vector x prime alpha. Okay, and this is integral over x prime. What is this quantity? This quantity is the complex conjugate of this quantity, that is complex conjugate of this quantity. So 1 by root 2 pi h cross I can take outside, and this is complex conjugate of x prime p, right? So 1 by 2 pi h cross I am taking outside, and complex conjugate of this one, that is e raised to minus I p prime x prime by h cross. And what is this term? This is psi alpha x prime. On the left hand side this term is phi alpha p prime. Call it equation 2. So equation 2 expresses momentum space wave function in terms of position space wave function. Equation 1 expresses position space wave function in terms of momentum space wave function. Here also the limits are from minus infinity to plus infinity, limits of x prime. Now if you look at equation 1 and equation 2, equation 1 and equation 2 are just Fourier transforms of each other. Okay, so this is the Fourier transform of phi alpha p prime, and this is the Fourier transform of psi alpha x prime. When we can also call this is Fourier transform, this is inverse Fourier transform, but this can be inverse Fourier transform, this can be Fourier transform, so that is not important. What is important is psi alpha x prime is the Fourier transform of phi alpha p prime, phi alpha p prime is the Fourier transform of psi alpha x prime. Okay, and this is the transformation function. or in the reverse case, it is the complex conjugate of this transformation function, or the dagger of the transformation function. Okay. So we can say that moving from position basis to momentum basis, or momentum basis to position basis, is a Fourier transform. The procedure is for taking the Fourier transform, and this position space wave function and momentum space wave functions are Fourier transforms of each other. I have summarized here the results that we have obtained so far. In position representation, that means in coordinate representation or in x basis, and in momentum representation, that is momentum basis or p basis. So some major results are so basic relations involving the eigenvalue equation or orthonormality, completeness, these things I have avoided. So see here, for a general ket, if you take the component in position basis, we call it position space wave function. If you take the component in momentum basis, we call it momentum space wave function. The inner product between two general kets, if we express in terms of position space wave functions, it will be like this: integral over x prime psi beta. This graph vector will appear as complex conjugate, ket vector will appear as the same thing. Okay. Similarly, for momentum space wave functions, then this is the basic relations in the case of action of position operator in position basis. Okay. And if you express the meaning in terms of wave functions is this: if this is a position space wave function, when x operator acts on it, position operator acts on it, the result is the eigenvalue x prime times the original wave function. Okay, that's what this equation means. The similar equation, the action of position operator in position basis is this. What is the action of position operator in momentum basis? Here the action is the momentum space wave function becomes, under the action of position operator, IH cross dou by dou p prime acted on momentum space wave function. Okay. So it is like momentum space wave function is differentiated with respect to p prime multiplied with IH cross. So that's why the position operator in position basis is called simply multiplication with eigenvalue x prime, whereas position operator in momentum space will be IH cross dou by dou p prime. Okay. Then matrix element of position operator in position base is this: x double prime or x prime, whatever, x prime or x double prime times Dirac delta function, whereas position operator in momentum basis will be in this form. There is a derivative here. And expectation value of position operator in position base is like this. Okay, integral psi star x prime psi, this is eigenvalue, whereas expectation value of position operator in momentum basis is like this. The operator form is IH cos dou by dou p prime. Then when you come to momentum operator, this equation shows that the action of momentum operator on a position space wave function will be like this. The wave function is differentiated with respect to x prime multiplied with minus IH cos. So the momentum operator in position basis can be called minus IH cos dou by dou x prime, whereas momentum operator in momentum basis is like ordinary multiplication with a scalar. Okay. So the behavior of position operator in position basis and momentum operator in momentum basis are identical, whereas the behavior of momentum operator in position basis and position operator in momentum basis are identical. Okay. These are the matrix elements of momentum operator in position basis. Matrix element of momentum operator in momentum basis is simple, and expectation value of momentum operator in position basis is like this, whereas expectation value of momentum operator in momentum basis is like this. You compare this with this result, and also this with this result. Okay. And how do we go from position space wave function to momentum space wave function? Once you have momentum space wave function, we can calculate position space wave function like this. Once you have position space wave function, we can calculate momentum space wave function like this. So we can see that these are Fourier transforms of each other. Psi alpha x prime and phi alpha p prime are Fourier transforms of each other. So these are the basic results in coordinate representation and momentum representation. In position representation as well as in momentum representation, so far we have been discussing the motion of a particle in the physical space of one dimensions. Okay. the physical space of motion of the particle is in one dimension along x-axis. Now suppose the physical space the motion is along three dimensions. Then how do we generalize to using the three component position and three component momentum? How do we generalize the results in coordinate representation and momentum representation? So we use a collective index for that, like this. The vector operator position, this is position operator, but a vector operator acting on the ket x prime is equal to x prime ket x prime. So this symbol ket x prime is a collective index for x prime, y prime, z prime. Okay. So this is three-dimensional position operator, and this eigenvalue involves three components. Okay, these are all collective symbols. Similarly, for momentum operator, okay, three-dimensional momentum operator acting on this ket is equal to the momentum eigenvalue times this ket. So this again, this ket p prime is a collective index for px prime, py prime, pz prime. Okay. So what is the orthonormality condition? This x prime x double prime equals three-dimensional delta function. We use this symbol for that, delta x prime minus x double prime. So delta cube x prime minus x double prime is, in Cartesian coordinates, this is the product of three Dirac delta functions, delta x minus x prime, delta x prime minus x double prime into delta y prime minus y double prime into delta z prime minus z double prime. So this is a shorthand notation for the writing it out completely. Okay. And similarly for momentum eigenkets, p prime p double prime equals three-dimensional delta function. Okay. And the completeness condition is integral, it's a volume integral d cube x prime ket x prime gra vector x prime. This is identity. Similarly, d cube p prime, again a three-dimensional integral ket p prime gra vector p prime equals identity. So this is orthonormality, this is completeness. Okay. And any general ket we can express in terms of position eigenkets like this, d cube x prime, again a three-dimensional integral ket x prime gra vector x prime alpha. We are using this completeness condition, that's all. So this notation is different, idea is the same. And position space wave function, right here. And this is momentum space wave function. Okay. Then if we are using x basis, position basis, three dimension, consider this matrix element beta p alpha, matrix element of momentum operator in position basis, okay, between two different states, and this will be integral d cube x prime. This is position basis we are talking about, and this becomes psi star beta x prime. And this momentum operator, the form of momentum operator in position basis is minus IH cross del operator psi alpha x prime. So in one dimensional case, the momentum operator will be minus IH cross dou by dou x prime in position basis. So in three dimensional momentum operator will be minus IH cross if you are using Cartesian coordinates, I dou by dou x prime plus j dou by dou y prime plus k dou by dou z prime, where I, j, k are unit vectors in Cartesian coordinates. So that the del is a shorthand notation for I dou by dou x prime plus j dou by dou y prime plus k dou by dou z prime. So this is the three-dimensional momentum operator in position basis. And what is the transformation function? Okay, this transformation function is 1 by 2 pi h cross raised to 3 by 2 e raised to I p prime dot x prime by h cross. This is vector p prime, this is vector x prime, so there is a dot product, the scalar product for three-dimensional vectors. And the transformation between position state wave function, position space wave function and momentum space wave function is, we know that it's a Fourier transform, and this can be written as 1 by 2 pi h cross raised to 3 by 2 volume integral p prime dot x prime by h cross phi alpha p prime. And the other Fourier transform is phi alpha p prime equals volume integral e raised to minus I p prime dot x prime by h cross psi alpha x prime. Okay. So these are the basic results. Already we have obtained these results in one dimension. When you generalize to three-dimensional motion, that means the physical space of motion of the particle is three-dimensional. So in that case, we can have again position space representation and momentum space representation. So our abstract vector space is infinite dimensional. Whether the motion is in one dimension, motion in the physical space is one-dimensional motion or three-dimensional motion, our abstract vector space is infinite dimensional. But in the case of three-dimensional motion, our basis vectors, each basis vector consists of three components. Okay, x, y, z, x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2, like that. So we use a collective symbol, collective index for this bunch of three vectors, bunch of three components. So that is the collective index, this sort of collective index we are using. Okay, so this is just the results generalized into the case of motion in the physical space is three-dimensional. Okay, or the physical space of motion is three-dimensional. So Dirac-Delta function will become three-dimensional, and this factor here, this factor is 1 by root 2 pi h cross 1 by root 3 times. Okay, so we get 1 by 2 pi h cross raised to 3 by 2. There is a dot product here instead of just multiplication. So these are the cases of generalization to the physical space motion is three-dimensional. Okay, and one more point is, what is the dimension of the wave function? This wave function. Okay, so consider the one-dimensional case. One-dimensional case. We want to know what is the dimension of wave function, and in the one-dimensional case, we know that this quantity psi alpha x prime square dx prime is probability, right? The expression for probability, when you re-express in terms of wave function, it will be like this. So this is probability, and this should be dimensionless. Okay. Then what is the dimension of psi alpha x prime? This should be dimensionless. Then the dimension of this is okay. So dimension of psi alpha x prime square should be 1 by length. So dimension of psi alpha x prime should be 1 by L raised to half or L raised to minus half. Okay. Now what is the case in 3 dimension? In 3 dimension, psi alpha x prime square d cube x prime is probability, which is dimensionless. So what is the dimension of psi alpha x prime in 3 dimensions? The dimension of psi alpha x prime square will be 1 by L cube. So the dimension of psi alpha x prime will be 1 by L raised to 3 by 2, that is L raised to minus 3 by 2. So the dimension of psi alpha depends upon which is the physical space dimension. Okay, so if the motion is in 1 dimension, the dimension of the wave function is 1 by root L or L raised to minus 1 by 2. If the physical space motion is 3 dimensional, the wave function, the dimension of the wave function is 1 by square root of L cube or 1 by L raised to 3 by 2 or L raised to minus 3 by 2. We can find this dimension from this relationship. So always psi alpha square dx is probability, which should be dimensionless. So in 3 dimensions is psi alpha square volume element is probability. Okay, so from that relationship we can easily find out the dimension of wave function in 1 dimension, 2 dimension and 3 dimension. Okay, so with this we can conclude our discussion on position space and momentum space, or coordinate representation and momentum representation.